What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and for those of you that watch my channel, you know I purchased a 32 Plex for $2.1 million about 1 month ago. You also know that I had a plan to raise rents $300 per unit in the course of 1 to 2 months. And after I posted that video, everyone was asking, Chandler, please give us an update on how this works. We want to know how many people stayed, how many people left, how long it took you to fill those units. And so in this video, I'm going to show you the entire process and where I'm at now about 1 month after purchasing the property. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Alright guys, I've been really excited about this video, and I'm excited to continue to give you updates on this property because out of all of the properties I own, so I'm up to 103 doors now. I also have a 9 Plex under contract, but out of all of those, this has been the craziest and funnest deal that I've ever done. Now, it's also come with a lot of stress, but at this point we're feeling pretty good about where we're at, even though we still have a lot of work to do with the process. Now, for those of you that have watched my other videos on this deal, you know it's been a very long and stressful process. Early on, I had a lot of issues finding the right loan and making sure that we could close in time with the seller. I also was going into a deal that literally was going to have a negative cash flow when I purchased it. Now, it was very close to break even, but the reason for this is the seller had a price that they wanted, and it was probably a little high for what the rents were at, but I knew that I could get the rents substantially higher from where they were at, so it ended up being a win-win for both the seller and myself. However, it didn't take the stress out of it. The seller wanted to close quickly, and I had a lot of issues finding the perfect loan because the deal looked kind of sketch early on. I mean, a property with negative cash flow that cost $2.1 million and has 32 units is kind of a stressful ordeal. But after going back and forth, I was able to land a killer deal on not only the property, but also the loan. I actually locked in a 3.85% interest rate. And I know a lot of people were asking about the other terms. I was able to do that with a 30% down, but I also got a huge credit back from the seller and did a 1031 exchange. So even though it was quite a bit up front, it wasn't nearly as much as you would think after taking both of those things into consideration. So after going through all of this, I was able to lock in this incredible deal, but that's where the real work started. As a matter of fact, when I purchased the property, it still had a couple of vacant units. Now, before I closed on the deal, I was able to get access to 4 of these vacant units, and I actually had all of them filled before the property was purchased by myself. And already we had all of those rents up to $800. Now, once we had closed on the property, we had 2 other tenants that were just coming to the end of their lease. And what we did with all of our tenants, whether they were month to month or coming to the end of their lease, is we wrote them a letter that said, look, we've just taken ownership of the property. We've paid a lot more than the previous owner. We've also had our taxes increase because of what we've paid for the property, but we want you to know we really want to take care of you as our tenants. So we're going to be coming through and making improvements. And in every one of the units, when I inspected it, we found certain little improvements that we were planning on making. So nothing drastic, but little things to make it better for the tenants. What we also put in the letter is that we were going to raise rents from where they were at, which was between $450 and $500, up to $800 for any new tenant that moved in. However, to take care of our current tenants, we were only going to raise rents to $750. Now, if they chose to leave, they needed to give us 30-day notice. However, we were not going to be able to raise rents until 30 days after. So even if we were going to have rents due in 10 days, we couldn't raise rents in 10 days. And we couldn't raise rents for people that were under contract. However, there were only about, I think 5 or 6 people that were under contract. Everyone else was month to month. So the letter said, you've got to give us 30-day notice. So you've got the next 10 days to let us know if you're going to be staying. And rent this next month is going to stay the same. It won't change until the following month. Now, what actually happened caught me off guard. I thought that there were only a couple options. I thought they would either leave and we would fill it with someone new at $800, or they would sign a 1-year lease and they would end up staying with us for a year at the $750 rents. And I thought that there was going to be a mass exodus. What happened kind of surprised me though. We had a lot of people come in and say, hey, we just want to do month to month at your new rents. We don't want to sign a year lease. Now, right off the bat, I was like, no, I don't like that. I'm not happy with that. However, as I thought about it, I was like, well, this actually resolves our problem of having to fill a ton of vacant units because we were worried a good chunk of people were going to leave and we were going to have some vacancy for a little while. And so I said, you know what, if people want to stay month to month, let's just do that and they'll slowly trickle off if they find something better. And I don't think they're going to find something better. So instead of just a knee-jerk reaction of, oh, we're going to leave and then them probably going and renting something just as expensive that doesn't have the quality that we do somewhere else, they could stay, they could look at their options and they could go month to month. So we had probably 10 people that signed a year lease to stay with us for a year, which was awesome. Everyone else, we had go month to month at $750 and we only had a couple drop off. As a matter of fact, we only had 2 that left right away and said, hey, we're out of here. Our lease was there. We're just going to leave this month and go find a new place. But then we had about 5 that ended up saying they were going to leave after the following month. So now I've got time to fill the 2. We did a couple renovations, got them filled. So now we have all 6 units at 800 of people that have left. And I've still got time to respond until the end of this month when the other 5 are going to be leaving, when we can go in, make renovations and get them out. Everyone else is either in a 1-year lease at $750 or going month to month at $750, and they've got to give us a 30-day notice before they leave. So we can slowly have people leave. We've been able to bump rents $250 on average for those people that are at $750 to where we're cash flowing extremely strong, and we can slowly let them go or allow them to sign a year lease at $750 because honestly, even if all of these units were at $750, I would be happy. Overall, I am pumped on this situation because this next month, we're going to have rents bump way up. We're going to be in a great situation. We're not going to have huge drop off, and it's really been a very smooth transition. Now, I originally thought a lot of these people were going to be very upset and send all kinds of mean letters and mean phone calls, and my management company was going to get the runaround. And they might have dealt with that with a couple tenants. I mean, there has been a little bit of negative feedback, but overall, I think the tenants understood that they had a killer deal when they rented this place. They knew that it literally was $300 below what they could have gotten anywhere else, and they were just kind of riding that train as long as they could. And that's why so many of them were on month to month, is they just wanted to ride it out as best they could for as long as they could and not talk to management, not do anything, because they were happy with that small payment every single month for what they were getting for a 2-bedroom apartment. And so even though we thought they might have been very upset, overall people have been very understanding and actually grateful that we didn't bump it up to 800 like we will with new tenants, but we still gave them a discount for letting them stay with us. Now, I know after releasing this video, a ton of people are going to call me a slumlord and say all kinds of negative things, but the reality is this is an awesome investment strategy for you to use as a real estate investor, where you find a property that has huge value add purely by raising rents to what they should be for that market. And with that being said, we are still bringing huge value. We're not just raising rents, but literally in every unit, we've tried to find a couple little things we can tweak. And in a lot of the units where we've had people leave, we're able to go in and replace flooring and paint and really spruce them up so that they're more than ready to be able to be rented at $800 per unit. And so overall, it's been a win-win. Now, the one thing that we haven't gotten to experience, which I'm going to get to experience right at the end of this month, is how hard it is to collect from people where rents have gone from $500 up to $750, all while dealing with the coronavirus. So I'll probably do another video this next month, just letting you know where we're at, and who knows, I mean, we want to take care of our tenants. We don't want to be in a bad situation. We also don't want to be savages. So I'm going to see what kind of issues arise depending on how bad this coronavirus thing gets and how we respond to our tenants, because we do want to hold on to a lot of them because that's going to be better for both us and them. But as of right now, things have worked perfectly, and I'm hoping that this helps you to implement the same strategy as you're looking for deals and as you're raising rents. So if you enjoyed this video, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future videos where my goal is to help you to create a huge passive income for yourself. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.